Hello everyone, welcome to this week's Facebook Live. I am so excited to share with you this beautiful card that we're going to make today. This is what we're making today. We are only using 2 ink colors. Well, 3 if you include the Memento Black to stamp our image, but look at how truly stunning this is. We're not going to color it with markers or watercoloring. We're going to use some of the masks that coordinate with this to color it. Isn't it stunning? So pretty. So we're going to jump into this in just a minute. Before we do, just a couple of things to share with you guys. Celebration is still going strong. If you have not yet earned your free Celebration products, make sure that you do that before Celebration ends. We have about a month left of Celebration. We're kind of getting to that middle point of celebrations. We have about a month left. So if you have not yet earned those Celebration products, make sure that you do in the next month or so. There's some amazing products in here. This week for Celebration Sunday too, let me find it. We are going to feature the Trusty Toolbox DSP, and this DSP is so fun. So join me on Sunday for that, but today we have a beautiful card, so stick around for today. February's Paper Pumpkin subscription period is open. You can subscribe to that one. It's the Sweet Springtime. It's going to be really cute. January's Paper Pumpkin, you guys, this came on, I think it was Monday. This whole week has just been, it's been bananas here. It's been bonkers. I think I was home for a total of about half an hour yesterday, just driving kids from here to there, and then just some appointments I had to get done. But it's just been, and then the whole week has just kind of been like that. I feel like I haven't been home all week. But it's been so crazy. So I am happy to finally be in my craft room and actually getting some work done and sharing this beautiful card with you guys. So unfortunately I was unable to go live with the Paper Pumpkin for January. I do have my alternatives made. So if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber of mine, you get a PDF with 3 alternative projects. And that should be coming to you very soon, I hope. If you are shopping Celebration or shopping for anything, this is the host code for January for my online store. So please use that host code. All orders receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order is over $50, you'll receive a make and take it that coordinates with that. Orders over $150, don't use that host code because you're going to earn Stampin Rewards. That's like a free shopping spree for you. But all orders $150, please use that host code. If you're watching this on Facebook, please share this with your crafty friends. They might want to make this card as well. If you're on YouTube, please like and subscribe to my channel. That really, really helps my business grow, and it's free for you. Okay, so this is what we're going to use today. We are using this Enduring Beauty bundle. So let me pull this over so you can see. So this is a stamp set, die, and mask bundle, and I'll pull that out a little bit clearer, but there are so many ways to use this bundle. It's featured a little bit on page 38 and 39 in the mini catalog, so you can check that out if you have a mini catalog handy. But these are the products that come in that bundle. So you get the stamp set, the Enduring Beauty stamp set, which is a gorgeous stamp set. This is a gorgeous flower. We've had flowers that look similar to this in the past. This one it's stunning. The greetings are very, very, very beautiful greetings. Holding you close in my heart. Embrace the beauty of you. Love endures all things. You mean so much to so many. It's always been you. So I think these are just really beautiful greetings that will carry you through a lot of things. So in addition to that, you're going to have the Enduring Beauty dies. There's this beautiful label that we're going to use today. It cuts the big images, and then there's some leaves and other pieces that it cuts. And then you also get the Enduring Beauty masks. Now this is a set of 5 masks. I'm going to open them up. We're going to be using them all. Now, if you've never used our masks before, they're like stencils. We're going to use these. They are specifically designed to place over the image to color the image effortlessly. We're going to use some blending brushes and the masks. And so I'll show you how those work in just a minute, but let's get to our stamping. This is a really good bundle. You know, I was a little hesitant to get it at first, but then I kept seeing some amazing projects with it, and I was like, well, I guess I'm getting that. So, I want to make sure that I have a really good, stamped image for my flower image. It's a really big one. Excuse me. So I'm going to put this in my stamp positioner tool. Unfortunately, we no longer sell the Stamparatus or any stamp positioner, so use whatever stamp positioner you have or are most comfortable with. Or if you have a really big block, or You can ink this one upside down. You can do that as well. I know that my Memento pad is not as inky as I would like. So that's why I wanted to make sure that I did this in my Stamparatus, because I can do this a couple of times and we're going to get a good image. Like down here, I think we'll go at it again. All right. This will be the last time, but a stamp positioner is really great. This is going to give us a nice bold image, and that's going to help us not only with the ink blending, but it's going to just make our image stand out that much better. I'm going to put that away. All right, let's grab our piece of paper. I'm just using a piece of paper. I think this is 5 by 7. But just any scrap big enough to hold that image is good. All right, let me move this out of the way, and let's talk about the masks. So the masks, they actually come labeled. This one's probably easier to see because I kind of wrote right on that one. I used a permanent marker. I don't know if you can see. There's a little, like, it's engraved very slightly. I don't even know if you're going to pick that up, but it's very faint. And so I used a permanent marker and actually wrote the numbers on mine. But the masks do have the numbers on them. But for my peace of mind, I just used a permanent marker and wrote on mine. So we're going to start with number 1. They all come labeled. And when you lay down the masks, what you want is you want to look for like this flower down here that's kind of going off to the right. It's like, it's on its side, or it's going off to the left. I'm sorry. It's on its side. You want that to be on the left. That one's going to line up with this one. Now, there's a little notch in the mask up here, and that's going to help us line everything up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up that flower, and we're just going to kind of twist this and line this up. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to trim this off, because what my little tip is not going to work if the paper is too big. So let's cut this piece off. We'll use this piece for our label. I'll put that off to the side. Okay, so let's line this up again. And what I'm looking for is this notch to be, I don't want the glare. Let me pull my other masks in. What I'm looking for is the notch to be on my glass surface. I'm using my glass mat. This is one of our celebration offerings. If you join my team this month, this is a great one to get. So I'm going to line this up, and I want that notch to be on my glass mat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use some Post-it tape to hold down my mask and my paper. This is, don't want anything to shift, because once we start adding ink to this, it's going to go in places we don't want if it starts to move. You know what, let me grab, I've seen other demonstrators do this, so I'm going to do this. Hang on, bear with me. I'm trying to find a piece big enough. I don't have a piece big enough. I'm trying to find a piece of vellum to cover up my light. There we go, so we don't get that glare. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see this whole thing. I'll scoot this back. Okay, I think we're situated enough, right? Man, I really put that mask in the wrong place, but that's okay. So what we're gonna do, I'm sorry guys, I'm gonna have to move this for the light. So what we're gonna do, there's the notch up here, and I'm going to use a dry erase marker and draw directly onto my mask. Not on my mask, but around my mask on the glass here. And I am just tracing that notch up there. And I'm going to hold this up so you guys can see this a little bit better. I'm just tracing that notch, and that is going to tell us exactly where to line up the masks over and over again. Okay, so I'm going to set this back down carefully. And I'm just using a dry erase marker. So it's written on the glass. Well, looks like I did. You guys, this is a lot easier than I'm making this look. I'm telling you, maybe it's because I've been out of the office too long. Okay, so right on the glass with a dry erase marker. You can even use a permanent marker. It will come off with a permanent marker. I have tried that as well, but I like the dry erase markers better. Okay, let's go in with our ink. My goodness, I'm making this so hard. I'm just going to press my ink down onto my glass mat here, and I'm using Fleur de Flamingo, and I have a blending brush. This is my blending brush for all my pinks, and I'm just going to pick up a little bit of that ink, and I'm going to go a very light layer over this. I'm not pushing very hard, just a very, very light layer. We just want like a subtle pink down there. If you need to pick up more ink, you can. Just a very light layer, and you can see how quickly this is going to add that color. Okay, so that's it for we're going to leave this because we're going to come back to that. But I'm going to peel off my my Post-it tape. We're going to peel off the mask. You can wipe this off with a chamois or just run this under some water. That works too. But look how beautiful that is. Just with that Flirty Flamingo. All right, I had no plan on where to put this, so my goodness. The wheels are coming off, you guys. All right, so we're going to grab mask number 2. And I moved my paper, so this is not going to work as well, but we're going to line this. Well, let's line this up with our notch there, and then we'll line this up. If you don't pick up your paper in the middle of it, it works much better. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to wipe that off. We're going to start over. I'm going to Post-it tape my paper down, and then we're going to put our mask down, and we're going to start again. Now, see, I thought I was going to be able to give you guys a great tutorial that was nice and easy to follow, and here I am, like, fumbling through the whole thing. All right, so now I'm going to draw this. Now that I've taped down this piece, my white piece, so then I'm going to come in and tape down my stencil again. Just some Post-it tape. Okay. Okay, now we're going to pull out our Granny Apple Green, and I'll stamp this one up here. Just going to push down, get a nice little blob of ink on there. Hopefully I'm still all on camera. And I'm going to do the same thing. I have my green blending brush this time. We're going to do the same thing. We just want a light layer of this as well. We don't want to go too dark with this. And this is just coloring. So the mask is covering all of our Flirty Flamingo pieces. So this is only going to add color to the leaves and the open areas in the mask. Okay. All right. That looks pretty good. You can pull off any extra ink off your mask, but we just want a light layer. So that's good. So I'm going to pull off my mask. Save our Post-it tape. We're going to use that again. So beautiful, right? Getting a beautiful little look there. Push that aside. We'll clean that later. And we're going to come in with number 3. This is a more detailed one. So if I line that up with there, this time, beautiful. Look at how easy that lined up this time. When you don't move your paper, the technique actually works. So we're going to bring our tape back in to hold our mask down. Beautiful. See how easy that one was? All right. Back with our Flirty Flamingo, because we're going over the flowers again. This time we're going to go a little bit darker with our colors. So I'm going to push a little bit harder. I'm going to add a little bit more ink to all of the flowers. And this is going to give us that beautiful shading on here. You see all that gorgeous shading? This is what's going to do it. This is what's going to give us that shading. So because we're going over the colors, the part we already inked, it's already going to naturally be a little bit darker, but you can keep going as dark as you want. Now just be careful that if you go too dark, you can't take that ink away. So you might want to, you can even just like kind of lift up the mask a little bit, see how it's looking, and just place it back down if there's any places you want it to be a little bit darker. But remember, you can't take it away. So once it's on there, it's on there. You can't take it away. All right. I think we're good. Look at how beautiful it's coming out. All right. So number 4. Now, if I were coloring this image with my Stampin Blends, then there we go. Perfect. Lined right up with that notch and everything lined up perfectly. Now with this one, before I go finish that sentence, there are some places with the stems, and you just want to make sure those are in that mask before you tape it down. That looks good. So I'm going to tape this down. But like I was saying, if I was coloring this image with my Stampin' Blends or even watercoloring, this would take me a very long time. It's a big image. It would take me a long time to actually color it. So doing it with the blending brushes and the masks, it's very quick. You can do this on any paper too. You can do this on watercolor paper. I think watercolor paper would be really pretty after it's all blended. Maybe spritz it with a water painter, or not a water painter, a Stampin' Spritzer, spritz it, and then I think the colors will kind of bleed a little bit like a watercolor picture. I think that would be really pretty. You can use sponge daubers too if you don't have our blending brushes. You can use sponge daubers. The mini blending brushes will work well too. I have one of those here. So this is our full-size blending brush. This is our mini one. So either one of these will work fine. The glass mat is great because once you get that ink on the glass mat, you can just go back and keep picking it up too. So We're doing the same thing with the Granny Apple Green. We're just adding that layer of dark. Beautiful. So pretty. So we'll pull that off. Save my tape. We have one more layer. And put this down. So this layer, I'm just going to make sure to line up well with that notch. Right on that notch. This layer is kind of, it's got little, like, the little centers. The centers do not line up perfectly with the little stamped centers on the stamp, so don't try too hard to line it up perfectly. It's not meant to line up perfectly. This is just going to add a tiny bit of shading. So I'm going to take my Flirty Flamingo one more time, and this time I'm just going to add just a little bit more, just a lighter touch. We're not going as dark as we did with those the shading details. I just want a little bit of light, so I'm just a very light touch. I'm just adding a little bit of ink. We're just adding just a little bit to the center, we're not going crazy. And I think, yep, I think that's it. It's gorgeous. So let me pick this up and then we'll clean off our mat. Let me pick this up and show you guys just how stunning that is. So you can see just a little bit of that shading from the center. It's not too dark. If you want it darker, by all means, you can absolutely make it darker. But I just wanted a little bit for mine. All right, I'm going to close up this ink pad. I'm going to move my brushes and reposition my mat so we can see that host code. And I'm going to grab my cloth, my cleaning cloth that comes with this glass mat. And everything will just come right off. Easy to clean. That dry erase marker wipes right off. So everything is good to go. Perfectly clean, ready to craft again. And this you can just rinse out in the sink. I like to throw mine in the washing machine with my sheets and towels once a week. And that really helps keep everything clean. All right, I'm going to use that vellum now. There we go. All right, so now we have our piece. We are going to be ready to die cut this in a minute, but before we die cut that, we have a couple other things to die cut, so I want to make sure we stamp that. So I have that scrap piece of paper, and we're going to stamp our greeting. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for this. I'm going to make sure this is nice and inked up, and we'll just stamp that. You mean so much to so many. Let's close this before we have a disaster. And I also have a scrap piece of Granny Apple Green here. And this is going to cut some of our leaves. So I have some little leaves down here. I already have one cut, so we're going to just cut two. Where did my dies go? I need my dies. My gosh, where did they go? Hold on. Hold on, we have misplaced the dies, guys. Hold on. How could I have lost them? I just had them. Did they get stuck in there? Here they are. Found them. All right. Man. If you're watching this, thank you for sticking with me this far. I promise I know what I'm doing. Wait, where did that green piece go now? You guys, oh my gosh. There it is. Whew. Thought I was losing my mind. Now the dies come with two of those leaves, so we can die cut both of them at the same time. We're going to use this label. And everything else it has two of as well. So two of these little flower bud things, two more different leaves, and then two more little petal flower bud things. All right, let's get this. I want to use some of that Post-it tape to hold everything down. I want to make sure that this stays nice and straight when we run this through. And we're going to do the same with this. We're going to line this up. And get perfect. Make sure this stays nice and straight as well. Just so that nothing shifts. All right. I have everything ready to go. So let me pull out my cut and emboss machine. This is going to be pretty close. I do apologize. We're going to do this real quick. All right. Let me get my plate. So we have number one, the thin adapter, the die adapter, clear plate, and I think we're going to be able to do all of this at once. So we'll put this on here. We have our leaves on here, and we have our greeting on here. So I think we'll be able to do all of this in one pass. Perfect. All right, I'll run this through. The rest of the card comes together super quick, guys. All right, let me get this out of the way. And so we have our leaves ready. Perfect. We have our greeting. And we have our beautiful stamped and die cut image. Isn't that beautiful? All right, I'm gonna put this aside and hopefully I don't lose it. Let's try to use it later and I won't know where it is. All right, so we have our pieces. Let me get our leaves out. I'm just gonna use my scissors and just kind of poke this out a little bit. Okay, there we go. And so these leaves have all these little pieces in it. You can even die cut this on a adhesive sheet if you want. If you want the leaves to be just kind of peel and stick, you could absolutely die cut this on an adhesive sheet. So I'm just gonna go through. I'm using my take your pick tool. You can use the die brush that we have too. I always just use my take your pick tool. I try not to stab myself. But look how fun those leaves are. And these leaves would coordinate with so many different bundles and suites we have. Now, I know that some of you guys are probably like, well, I don't need another flower stamp set. Believe me, that's me. I don't need another one either. But I just couldn't resist this one when I saw how amazing those masks were. Okay, let's grab the rest of our card pieces. We only have a couple here. We have a Granny Apple Green card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm just going to give that a good burnish. And then I have a piece of Lemon Lime Twist, which is 5 by 3 3/4. And I've not die cut, but I've embossed this with our Timeworn Type embossing folder. Now, I don't know if it's going to show up real well on the camera, but when you are adhering this down to your card base, just make sure to find some of the letters. I think this word says no here. This one says never. There is an up and down. I mean, you just want to make sure that your letters are going on the correct orientation, just in case somebody picks up a letter. They don't want it to be upside down if they happen to see it in the background. So I'm just going to lay this on at a bit of a little wonky angle there. All right, and everything else is going to go on with dimensionals, I think. So our big flower piece, pull that over here. I'm going to throw some dimensionals on the back of this. This is a big one, so we're going to use quite a few dimensionals. We're going to stick this on. Just like that. Pull off all those backings. And we're going to stick this on just like that. All right. Isn't that beautiful? I mean, this is a gorgeous card just like that. All right, we're going to save the leaves until the end. And we're going to work on the greeting right now. I want to put some baker's twine behind it. So on the back left, I'm just going to put some of our adhesive. So just on the back left here. And I'm going to grab our baker's twine 3 color combo pack. This is in that hot air balloon suite bundle in the mini catalog. And I'm going to grab, I don't know, a good length of it. And I'm doubling it up. I'm folding it in half. I'm going to trim it. Move this out of the way. And I'm just going to kind of weave it back and forth to be like a faux bow. Actually, you know, let's just make a little faux bow here. So basically, it's just going to be like a figure 8. You just want to like pinch the middles. You can make it a little smaller if you need to. And so once we have that, I'm just going to adhere that down. You can do a whole knot if you wanted, but that takes up a lot of bulk. It makes a lot of bulk, and that will kind of poke through your card. So I'm just doing it this way. That way it's nice and flat. So just a little faux bow on the back, and then you can go in with your scissors and just trim up those ends a little bit like that, and that gives you a little bit of a faux bow. Cute, right? All right, dimensionals on the right side, and then I'm going to put some more adhesive over that twine because it's going to go straight down onto our flower here. So just like this. Let's make it straight though. I'm trying to line up the edge of the label to the edge of the card instead of to that lemon lime twist piece, since that's crooked. So beautiful, right? All right, now we can tuck in those leaves. I'm just going to use a little bit of My Tombow liquid glue dots would also work really great here. I'm just putting them just on the just some glue on the very, very bottom. And we're going to tuck one in up here. And that way, with the glue just on the bottom, it gives the top of the leaves a little bit of lift. I'm going to stick one down here under this greeting. And we'll stick one more on the other side. Stick that one coming out right here. It's hitting a dimensional, so I want to make sure I get it in past that dimensional. There we go. So just like that. Isn't that pretty? Now you could add Wink of Stella to this as well. That would be gorgeous. One more final finishing touch. We're going to add some of these brass butterflies. These are, oh my goodness. All right, the wheels are falling off. I can't get my adhesive in its holder. Oh well. These are a great embellishment. I love these. They are nice and flat. You can see how flat those are. These are very post office friendly, which makes me very happy. I do love a good post office friendly card. So we're going to add a few of these. We're going to add one here. We're going to add a smaller one. I should be using my take your pick tool, not my scissors. And then one more bigger one. I really should be using my take your pick tool. One more bigger one, maybe like up here. All right, that is it. It was a little bit challenging to get to this part, but we are finally at the end. I hope I did not make that look too complicated. I promise you it is a lot easier than I made it look, but I hope you guys give this a try. This bundle is pretty amazing. I was skeptical at first, but it is a pretty spectacular bundle. I hope you guys like this card. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you've lasted this far, thank you so much. If you want to order any supplies, you can head to my online store. Use this host code during celebration. Remember, you get free rewards with every $50 you spend. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back on Sunday for Celebration Sunday, and hopefully I will be much more put together. We'll see. Again, we're doing that trusty toolbox DSP. This is what we're making. That's all you're gonna get. It's actually kind of 2 projects in one, so I can't wait to show you guys that on Sunday. So make sure you join me on Sunday. Thank you guys again for joining me. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.